Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Sports Talk Network. Here for a quick episode of your Steve's Wrestling Ramble, late night ramble after dark. Doing it for many, I guess, different reasons. Since I knew my team members wouldn't be able to join anyways, and wanting to spend some more time with family. It is the holiday season, so those reasons the situation decided just this episode here late night, make it 10 minutes or under, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. Who knows? Only find out when we get to the end, right? And when it goes to the channel and it's processed and stuff like that, we'll know if it's 10 minutes, if it's over or under 9 minutes, 59 seconds, right? 9:58 or 10 minutes, right? I don't know, 10 minutes or over or 9:59 and under. But either way, just wanted to come up here and have some episodes. And I have some episodes, but have some talking WWE, about Raw, SmackDown. Do little shows. I can talk about them on my reviews on Monday and Tuesday nights, sequentially. And then I was on earlier talking WWJ with Stephen A and J at Talking WWJ on Twitter, and at Stephen A 1181. You can follow them both on the Twitter. We talked here on Layback Thursday. What's called for the episode over on that channel for that show. And we talk about the news items that we picked out of the week that had WWE, and talk accordingly from there. So welcome to check that out on Talking WWJ, that channel, as well. Give it a thumbs up, smash the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell as well if you care to know when videos go live or videos are posted. Either way, you'll be the first one to know. Part of the notifications come out over there just as much as do our those that I think that are part of the notification squad. Here, I see Wrestling Ramble. So, hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the comedy conversation about if you wish to. After the holidays, I plan to do I'll do like an update video talking about my anxiety stuff, and give an update at that time, which is the quick 20-second or 10-second update. I'm doing pretty well, and I'll be talking more in depth about that, like I said, after the holidays, with a couple of guests actually, one of those that battle the anxiety and otherwise themselves. So share their stories, give my update, do other things. Tomorrow I'm talking about Riverdale, my Riverdale review for this week's new episode, and also my review for tonight's episode of Life in Pieces, CBS show. Pretty good show. If you haven't seen it, check it out on Netflix. It has at least season 1 there. And then this season continuously every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. But Monday Night Raw, the one thing I did forget to bring up during the Raw review that I kind of want to bring up now is the interaction between Nia Jax and Enzo Amore, the Cruiserweight Champion, after Enzo talking to his Zo Train members, which makes you think, of the Godfather and the Ho Train, which is a whole different concept and of his own awesomeness. But here's Enzo Amore with his Zo Train. You remember the guys and Drew Gulak being the conductor of that train, being the awesome one that he is. I actually hope he does become the Cruiserweight Champion, whether upcoming or at any point. Or at any point in the future. Just hope he is the next Cruiserweight Champion or someone close. Because he's been really good, entertaining on the mic. Good in the ring as well. Good all facets of wrestling. I think he would deserve and do well as the Cruiserweight Champion, taking over the reins, being the ring leader of the Cruiserweight division. That's not wouldn't be a terrible thing, right? I mean, I think it would be. Just like tonight, it wasn't a terrible thing that Atlanta won over the Saints. But no, I want to talk about with Nia Jax and how you did Enzo, and those are going to have that storyline for whether love storyline or otherwise. Let's do storyline for Nia Jax for now, and have her on 205 Live and try to build up that brand, have people watching, more eyeballs, Nia Jax fans, And then fans tour Divas, because then we see her and WWE, and see her in 205 Live, and Single Enzo, blah, blah. Trying to get new faces to watch that show. New people. Get those numbers up there on what's of viewership. So, I don't know, 205 Live technically is also going to be traveling, going on tour, in a sense. So hopefully that goes well. But as I said before, Cruiserweight division should stay with 205 Live and try to build from there. But no, they just want to be on Raw because it's a 3-hour show. All right, fine. Go ahead. Also, I do want to see Women's Royal Rumble in 2018, so hopefully we get that done. Get her done. That's one of the main things that I missed talking about from Raw on Monday that I didn't bring up in that video from Monday Night reviewing Monday Night Raw as I do every single Monday night, 10 p.m. Central, right after Ryan's, or shortly thereafter. Either way, I'll be on live on there. Just like Joker on the show, Good Mike Work Now, and others that are live after the show. I am as well. SmackDown Live, not too much extra to say about the show that I might have missed or didn't bring up. Shane McMahon, that's really interesting. So I think maybe Daniel Bryan will be the one going heel and helping Zayn and Owens win at Clash of Champions next weekend. The next Sunday. So next week will be prediction week on the show. Steve's Wrestling Ramble predicting the 2017 edition of Clash of Champions. Not Night of Champions, Clash of Champions. Predicting that. So, and as I said, everybody that watches those, or at least watch the beginning of them, the promos for each episode or for each match, promo packages, where they have the what they have for that year for that pay-per-view, stuff like that. Like for this year, it has the old style looks or old looks of the titles of whatever title they're talking about, and it's like okay, old form, and then nice bright shiny one on the pedestal. There when they show up or they show the match, like just look at that. Like when you get to Clash of Champions, just look for that. I mean, obviously we're looking for good matches. Wrestling, promos, and others about to make a good show. But for me, I'm also being a nerd, or as the club would say, nerd. I'll be looking out and watching that. Maybe not caring about it, but watching it and enjoying it. At least a part of it, with the promo stuff. And that part of the promo package, just the visual stuff in that way. So that was actually a nice touch for having the 2017 edition of Clash of Champions, having that being its thing in that regard, at least. You have to have that in that regard and that sense of it different from each year. Now, not everybody will remember what last year's was or whatever, but anybody could before the upcoming or of this year's event. Like for Royal Rumble, what was last year's video thing for promoting matches? And I mean promoting matches there before, then showing the promo package of the said feud in the said match that they're building up to. Title match or otherwise, or the Royal Rumble itself. Right? They have the graphics. That's what I'm looking for. The graphics for the short little like video graphics thing package. Like the video package of the graphics for the match that it is, that to start the general video package of the storyline. Building up, like, right? Is it within the same thing or they're different? Either way, you know what I mean. It's usually at the beginning and at the end showing what it is. It's pretty cool because it starts off with looks like a fireplace or a fire top with a wood burning a fire, and then it goes underneath, or it seems like it's going underneath or building up, rising, right? How a pedestal rises, and showing the titles of the past on the bottom parts of the pedestal as it rises, and then going to the top of the shiny, pretty in color current look of said championship, whether it's the tag team one, women's title, the United States title. Did you see that, people? Remember when I did share on Twitter of what people thought were leaked of what's going to be the new design of the United States Championship? Actually seen that as the old, quote unquote, or at least for the video package for the graphics of the old archaic style of the title, meaning, what it used to be. That sort of stuff. I just really think it's a nice touch. I know I'm talking about it too much, but I might be wasting 4 to 6 minutes on it, more than most people are, but being a nerd I am in that sense, and visual person, I'm a very visual person. That's how I learn too, and whether learning jobs, learning skills, learning other things, I guess. I like to learn by doing and learn by watching. Visual type of person. So in that sense, I actually enjoy to see each pay-per-view and how it changes each year with the presentation of just the simple graphics of how it looks from year to year. So they have to change it up a little differently each time. Now, it doesn't have to be drastically thing, because most might not care. But for me, I care a little bit, and maybe a little bit more than I thought. But either way, I'm sure I'm going to bring this up next week when we're predicting the show with my guests and new eyeballs to the channel, eyes and ears, and all that go with it. I'll be the person that might be watching that episode for the first time. I'll probably bring it up again with them and see if they care or notice or whatnot. But I hope they have the rest of my team. Mark Rambo at Marcus Rambo and Live Like Ram on Instagram. Kyron Chase at Splash Bro Kyron on Twitter. And Kyron Chase on Instagram. And Raunchy Mikey. He's not on Instagram, he's from what I know, but on Twitter at Raunchy Mikey. So to have my team next week. Oh, we might even do a holiday exchange program here with our team. Probably not. It's kind of late in the game to bring that up, but just an idea. I am sending them Christmas cards, so there's a start. Because that's what I do. Send Christmas cards, people. I'm going to make sure that they want it and make sure that they're okay with giving me their address. But beyond that, if they're kind enough to do that, I'm going to send them a card. I actually purchased my Christmas cards today. I might be sending them out on Monday in the mail. So the mail lady, because our neighborhood I know is a female mail carrier. Okay, it's cool. It's like a mailman, mail woman, mail whatever. Point being is our mail carrier, mail lady, woman, not lady, but woman. I'm not saying it's gonna be a big, huge thing, but to me, just the general thing, like our mailbox may look full. We'll be sending between 34 to 38 cards. So 34 to 38 envelopes. It'll look bigger than it really is. Meaning that, I have all these cards and it looks so like it's going to fill the whole mailbox. And then I go to put it in that day on Monday, the 11th. The morning of the Monday Night Raw. It's supposed to be never mind. I was going to say the morning of the go-home show, but it's not because Raw does not have an event. It's SmackDown that has Clash of Champions. Point is that Monday. All the cards. And 2 of them going, not overseas, but out of the country of the United States. Because I do have friends in other places. Not in low places, but in other places. And I'm, saying that for those that are Garth Brooks fans. Anyways, back to wrestling. Raw, SmackDown, pretty good episodes. For my Insta polls, I don't know if people were just playing to be funny or not, but for Raw, the winner was terrible. You can vote great, good, okay, terrible, how you thought about Raw. The winner was terrible. I think it was like 56%. And SmackDown won with good, 60% or something like that. You can check on Twitter at WWE_podcast for actual correct numbers. But I think I remember it was great. It was terrible and good for Raw and then SmackDown. So I think the terrible was because people were hoping this Shield would have won the tag team titles. And then I still think it's going to happen at some point. And then for good for SmackDown Live, could have been, and you would think that you would at least get okay for Raw because maybe to balance out with the Shield not winning the tag team titles, or as BC Amplified calls them, the tag straps. But the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships, you would think to balance it out, it would have. People would think with the whole Matt Hardy now Woken Hardy thing, but I guess not. At least not with my fan base here. But I think everybody voting, and I respect all your opinions either way, or wherever you voted, because hey, we all have them. Even me as the host, obviously. Each and every week, share my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm smarter than everybody else. Doesn't mean I'm more correct than you. I don't belittle my fan base or others, as maybe PC Amplified and others sometimes do because they can. It's good to show passion and swearing, however, but let's not belittle people that are watching you. That's my advice. Okay? You can stay strong on a topic, or not a topic, on your opinion, and say, that people can't change your mind. You can say that because it's good to stay with your point and be confident. Confidence is key and good, but just say that and not have to go to the point of saying people are stupid or Doomus Hazels or or idiots for thinking the opposite way you do about that, whatever it be, on the topic of wrestling or otherwise, because at the end, it's everybody's opinion. Everybody has one. Everybody's allowed to have one. Entitled to one. So I'll respect each other for it. Whether or not they're on the opposite end or on the same end. And even if they're on the opposite end and you agree to disagree on a topic or a superstar, like for me with Dean Ambrose, I have a friend within the wrestling community here on YouTube that really dislikes Dean Ambrose. I would say strongly dislike Dean Ambrose and stuff like that for his reasons. I've heard them. I understand them. I don't agree. He doesn't agree with me. But doesn't mean we're not friends. Doesn't mean we don't respect each other. Because we agree on other things with other superstars and other topics of pro wrestling. Just Dean Ambrose is not his cup of tea. And Dean Ambrose is my favorite for sure. As Dean Ambrose is the only WWE t-shirt, merchandise that I have. The Dean Ambrose Unstable t-shirt that I'm actually looking at right now. And I actually plan to wear, if I am able to attend WrestleMania, my first ever event ever as a WWE fan. Not as a WWE superstar, of course, but as a WWE fan. I'll definitely be wearing that. Or if I get another one, because talking WWE, do another gift exchange. But anyways, yeah. So people can agree all they want. And like I said, if they say, hey, you can't change my mind, I'm staying at this point, and I say, understand that, because you're not changing my mind at this point, the Dean Ambrose. We agree to disagree, respect each other. We just move on to topics either that we agree with, or just continue. It's good to disagree. You don't want a yes man or yes woman when talking about anything. Sports, politics is something you really don't want to talk about too much. But otherwise, you want people to fight you on things a little bit, disagree with you. Because sometimes we can change your mind, or at least get you to think. And honestly, he did get me to think, because there are some things he never can work on, I guess, as a superstar. But he's still my favorite as a male. It's like Carmella. So one of my favorites as a female. Even though the best of the women's division and women's wrestling total is Charlotte Flair. But either way, that's pretty much it. News item: Vince McMahon giving Matt Hardy full creative control of the Woken gimmick with Woken Hardy. So that's cool for those that care. I mean, I care a little bit, but not as much as others. I hope it goes well. I hope it goes over. And I hope also he goes over in the feud with Bray Wyatt. Sorry. Or then again, he's at the point of the career where we can put over Bray Wyatt. Win one of the battles, not the war. But it's one of those catch-22s. Matt Hardy, at the time of his career, you would think he'd be the one to put over talent and do that, and I'm sure he would. But you just brought this Woken character that, maybe a good handful of fans, like Marks and Smarks, like us, ICW, or IWC, I mean, not ICW, but IWC, and otherwise, IWC, YWC, know of very well. Me less than others, but still, no at all. But for the casuals, getting to know them, or for the main just WWE fans, getting to know what this character is known as Woken Hardy, Matt Hardy. For them, it'd be best to have Matt Hardy win his first feud when he's has this new gimmick. At the point, or the point is for him to lose feuds. Imagine otherwise to get deeper and deeper into this issue and then maybe even become truly broken. I heard one of these weeks supposed to have a settle or decision on if Anthem Sports or TNA or whatever they're calling themselves are going to let WWE, Matt Hardy specifically, use the broken universe and gimmick and everything, the gimmick in WWE. I don't think we're going to do like that. So it's awesome. Awesome. Trying to think of other news to bring to the forefront here today. Not too much else going on. I did use the Undertaker's theme because I said, hey, whatever, random. I'm doing the video at a random time tonight. So might as well use a random video and use my random theme song that might have nothing to do with Raw, SmackDown, or WWE currently, not even about a news topic. Just because the Undertaker theme song is my favorite one of all time. Second being Triple H is My Time, which I actually listen to when I'm driving anywhere. Even during the holidays, I listen to it, and then I go back to 89Q, which is the Christmas station that goes Christmas 24/7 on that radio station, starting the day after Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas Day, I think. Either all the way to Christmas Day or all the way to the end of December. I think we're all the way to Christmas Day. Either way, whatever. Throughout that time. So yeah, I am that person too. I like to listen to the Christmas station. It used to be a different station, and now it's 89Q, 89.5 FM here in Central Wisconsin. So there you go. Hey, this is Wrestling Ramble. There's Ramble After Night, or Ramble After Dark. So I'm talking about maybe a lot of random stuff, but hey, Ramble's the name. That's how the game works. But I did try to fit in there some news, some things that I forgot to bring up on my reviews, and at least one bit of news from WWE. Hopefully, another bit of news that'll be coming out soon is that there will be, and it will be officially announced, the Women's Royal Rumble. But I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. Meaning being announced anytime soon. I do think it'll be happening in 2018. Here coming up with the pay-per-view, but I don't think it'll be announced. As soon as it can be announced, or technically in a couple weeks actually, the Raw after, or the SmackDown Live after, either way, because it has to do with both brands, is the Raw after, the SmackDown Live after Clash of Champions on the 17th. So that 18th or 19th, it's going to be interesting because the 19th I have a dentist appointment, dental surgery and stuff like that going on. Or, I would call it some minor dental surgery, but still serious. Where I would have to be doing my SmackDown Live review. Very soft, quiet, maybe not mumbling, because I don't mean to, but I still do that. But very quiet and slow paced and talking like this, because this would be the most I could open my mouth to talk. Because, still being serious. So, that sucks in a way, but hey, I'll be good to go and get to the Royal Rumble prediction show from there. So, just sharing that, I guess, for those who care. Hope my team members are able to watch this, and I hope they all are doing well. I look forward to hearing back from them. I did try to send them an actual text message and just DMing on Twitter about some things having to do with the holidays. But otherwise, I hope to have a Steve Wrestling Ramble on site, on location, at WrestleMania, at the side of WrestleMania for our WrestleMania prediction episode. And for Team Talking WJ, we might be doing the same for Money in the Bank here, as we all live here in the Midwest. Steve A living in Indiana, Jay living in the state of Ohio. So Steve A with his teams, the Colts, Pacers, and otherwise. Jay with the Cleveland Browns and Cleveland Cavaliers. And me here with the Milwaukee Bucks and Green Bay Packers and otherwise. But Chicago, Illinois, going to be the place to be for the Money in the Bank, which will be, was announced to be, and will be the first time dual branded. And I've been saying that enough times. And the night I've actually officially pitched it to WWE, the next day it was announced. So somebody from WWE might have watched my video. Hey WWE, how you doing? I know my content can be better, but I don't know if I work for you. If I'm the official podcast of WWE, or if I'm, that's what I want to be. If I work for WWE, I want to be the official podcast for them. on the W network. I don't have to be on USA television, but on the network, I can, you know, I don't have to be full kayfabe mode, that type of thing. But you can talk open, honestly, the big news. Technically, kind of like what Rosenberg hosts on there, but actual true podcast form, me, Mike's. Kind of like now it's called Go Like a Wingo, how they have on ESPN and ESPN Radio and ESPN.com. But anyways, them in their studio and still, being in that podcast form or being in the studio form with the mics and everything, the way that's set up, I could be the same way. So I'm in a small little studio, I don't care. Whatever cost cutting measure do we have to do. But let me be in a podcast form and having guests and otherwise and hosting, and I'd be in my element. I could talk WB. I definitely would be more confident. Obviously, be prepared because they would make sure you weren't prepared. Because hello, you're representing them. You're being paid by them. You make sure you're doing your dang job. Otherwise, they won't keep you. That's how that works in life. That's how that works in jobs. But just saying, it's one of my dream jobs, working for WWE, because it's not just my size. I wouldn't make it as a wrestler, but some other aspects as well as the interest. So we might not be able to. So either way, to be the wrestler side of commentary and otherwise, still do that. If you're dangerous one on that sense, at that point as well. But anyways, let's finish this while ahead, or if I ever was ahead. Hope y'all had a great day, having a great week so far. Tomorrow being Friday, so everybody loves, or I would think loves Friday. Welcome to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, and I will be back tomorrow for my Riverdale review of Riverdale, latest episode this week of that season, and also Life in Pieces, 2 videos on Friday as I always do. Then sounds to the weekend. But anyways, I'll see you guys back here on this channel tomorrow. And above all else, as always, take care.